Welcome to our explainer on Jeonju. If you're a foreign traveler planning a trip to South Korea, you've probably seen endless images of Seoul's dazzling neon-lit skyline, its ultra-modern skyscrapers, and bustling tech hubs. But what if you want to find the authentic, preserved soul of traditional Korea? Well, today, we're taking you to the historical and cultural capital of the Jeollala province, Jeonju. Consider this your ultimate curated travel guide to the city where Korea's traditional lifestyle, architecture, and world-class cuisine remain absolutely perfectly intact.
Just picture yourself for a second here. You're stepping away from the overwhelming hustle and the fast-paced energy of the big city. Instead, you're walking down quiet cobblestone lanes lined with these gracefully curved tiled roofs. You are completely immersing yourself in true, preserved Korean culture, but without giving up a single modern comfort. That is the exact magic of Jeonju.
Okay, let's dive right into our itinerary. We're going to cover Welcome to Traditional Korea, exploring the Hanok Village, UNESCO City of Gastronomy, the Makgeolli Alley Experience, and 5. Jeonju's modern library vibe.
All right, Part 1. Welcome to Traditional Korea.
I'm absolutely thrilled to share this number with you, 700. Jeonju actually boasts over 700 beautifully preserved traditional Korean houses, which are known as hanoks. And this isn't just some museum exhibit, it's the largest urban traditional housing complex in the entire country. It was actually formed around the 1930s by locals who wanted to protect their culture. When you walk through these overlapping alleyways, you just get this profound, almost magical sense of timelessness.
And because the city is so wonderfully compact, it is perfect for 1 or 2 day getaway. Here is a totally seamless flow for your day. You can wander the peaceful Hanok village in the morning light, then transition to a stunning cultural library by the afternoon, and end your evening in a lively, sensory-filled dining alley. It goes from quiet mornings to energetic nights effortlessly. Moving on to Part 2, exploring the Hanok village. Now, you might think renting a traditional hanbok is kind of just a tourist trap, right? But in Jeonju, it truly elevates your experience. Walking through the historical Gyeonggi shrine in traditional dress makes your photos look completely timeless. Afterwards, you can sit on the wooden floors of a serene tea house like Dahawan Sinthagwan, just sipping traditional tea while looking out over a peaceful courtyard. You can even try crafting with hanji, which is Korea's traditional paper, making these exquisite fans decorated with dried flowers right alongside master artisans. It's an incredible hands-on experience. And hey, if you want the absolute best view in the city, you've got to take a short hike up to Omokdae. This is a highly significant historical site where King Taejo, the founder of the Joseon dynasty, once hosted a grand banquet to celebrate a military victory. Today, especially in the crisp autumn air, it offers this unforgettable, sweeping view of the rustling leaves and a seemingly endless sea of beautiful, tiled Hanok rooftops. Let's get into Part 3, UNESCO City of Gastronomy. As you walk those Hanok streets and head towards the nearby Nambu Market, I promise you the aromas are amazing. You absolutely have to try the street food. We're talking sweet and spicy chicken skewers grilled perfectly over charcoal and fresh, piping hot steamed mandu dumplings. You also can't miss the famous PNB Bakery. They've been operating since 1951, serving these thick, soft, handmade choco pies filled with fresh cream. And by night, the market literally lights up with creative fusion snacks like cheese corn dogs and fried shrimp. But seriously, you cannot leave this city without trying its crown jewel, Jeonju bibimbap. Because of the region's rich agricultural history, bibimbap here isn't just a meal, it is a deeply respected cultural heritage dish. For the most authentic experience, head over to a legendary, historically respected restaurant like Hankook Jib. Really lean into the culinary mastery that put Jeonju on the global map. Which brings us to Part 4, the Makgeolli Alley Experience. So the crucial point here is how you actually order. In the famous Samcheondong Makgeolli Alley, you don't just order individual bar snacks. No way. You order one large kettle of makgeolli, which is Korea's traditional rice wine. And with that single kettle, the hosts bring out a literal table-breaking feast of over 20 seasonal dishes. Savory pancakes, grilled fish, stews, fresh seafood, the whole shebang. It is a massive, beautiful display of traditional Korean hospitality, generosity, and sharing. Before you order, though, you really need to know this vital local secret. The servers will ask if you want your makgeolli cloudy or clear. Tokju is the cloudy, unseparated version. It's sweet, it's deep and delicious, but it's very filling. If you ask for the clear wine, they pour only the translucent top layer that settles in the vat.
It is exceptionally smooth, refined, and locals absolutely swear it leaves you completely hangover-free the next day.
Now, you're probably thinking a feast of 20 dishes has got to be expensive, right? Well, actually, it is surprisingly affordable. A massive spread for a couple runs about 38,000 Korean won, which is roughly 28 US dollars. Even a spectacular family-size spread is only about 75,000 won. It is an absolute bargain for sure, and the perfect way to wash away your travel fatigue after a long day of walking.
All right, final stop, part 5, Jeonju's modern library vibe. There is this fascinating viral trend in Korea right now called text tip. Basically, among Gen Z, being seen reading physical books in beautifully designed spaces is considered the peak of style and coolness. Capitalizing on this, Jeonju declared itself a city of books, and it's totally transformed from just a historical food capital into a highly sought-after destination for these stunning, one-of-a-kind library spaces.
And this brilliantly illustrates the city's modern transformation. First, you have the Yeonhwacheng Library, built in a traditional Hanok style, right in the middle of a beautiful lotus pond in Deokjin Park. Then there's the Haksan Forest Poetry Library, which feels exactly like a secluded wooden cabin tucked into the mountain, holding over 3,300 books of poetry. Or you can hit up the Seohak Art Village Library, which is this really cool retro home turned gallery filled with art and photography books.
I really love this quote from a 64-year-old local visitor who frequents the forest library. They said, "I walk the forest with a new mind after reading. That's when I'm happiest." It just perfectly captures the authentic peace and emotional resonance these spaces offer. It's not just about snapping a stylish photo. It's about slowing down, healing, and finding a quiet moment of reflection out in nature.
So, how do we get there? Luckily, getting to this magical city is stress-free. From Seoul's Yongsan Station, the high-speed KTX train gets you to Jeonju in just about an hour and 40 minutes. You can also take a direct, super comfortable limousine bus straight from Incheon International Airport. And once you arrive, the city actually offers a dedicated foreigner tourist taxi service with drivers who can help bridge the language gap. It makes your cultural getaway wonderfully smooth and accessible. So as you plan your Korean adventure, I want to leave you with this question. Will your journey in Jeonju start by waking up in a timeless wooden hanok, diving straight into a table-breaking culinary feast, or finding a quiet text-tip moment in a beautiful Lotus Pond library? Whatever you choose, Jeonju is waiting to show you the true heart of Korea. Safe travels and enjoy the journey.